Hello, welcome back my dear students of class 9. Dear students, after completion of the chapter cell, that is the first chapter in biology, and chapter tissue, especially plant tissue, I am going to start the second part of the tissue, that is the animal tissue. So my dear student, as you know, the difference in between the plant cell and animal cells. The difference in between plant cell and animal cells are that the animal cells don't have the cell wall, so hardness will be not there in the animal tissue, animal cell. The plant cells, the animal cells don't have the large vacuole, so there will be no turgidity in the animal cell. The chloroplast is not present in the animal cell, so there will be no problem of the formation of own food. So the animal cells are especially specialized for the different types of the function, different types of the work in the animal body, like protection, functioning of different organs of the body, secretions of different organs of the body, control and coordination of different parts of the body, connection of the one part to the other part of the body. So these are the specialized functions that is found in the animal body. And according to that, the animal has the structural organization which is something different from the plants itself. In the plants there is no any nervous system, there is no any muscular system, etc., etc. But in the animal body, there are four kinds of the tissues which are formed, and these four kinds of the tissues are: number one, epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue. Number two, muscular tissue. Muscular tissue. Number three, that is the connective tissue. Connective tissue. Number four, that is the nervous tissue. So I am explaining here about the different types of the tissue in the plant body, so that the in the animal body, so that the animal body is having the differences in between that body as compared to the plant body. Like epithelial cells, the animal cells don't have the cell wall. So how the tissue get protected? So for the protection of the different organs and different parts of the body, there is an epithelial tissue. Epithelial means this is found in the outer covering of the whole body, and outer and inner covering of the different organs inside the body, that is called epithelial tissue. That is for the protection as well as the different types of the secretion in different organs. And muscular tissue, the muscular tissue, that is the muscles which are found for the purpose of different types of the work in the animal body, like walking, running, singing, digesting food, movement of the food, movement of the blood inside the body, and different types of the other works outside the body, inside the body, pumping of the heart, etc. That is called muscular tissue. So muscular tissue are designed for the specific functions of the animal body for different in the different forms. Third is the connective tissue. The connective tissue is the tissue which make connection from one part of the body to the other part of the body, like the frame of the body, that is the bone and cartilage, and the fluid connective tissue, that is are of several types like blood, lymph, areolar tissue, and adipose tissue, that is the excess deposition of the fat molecule in the different spaces that is found in between the different tissues and between the different organs. So these are the connective tissue. And last, that is the nervous tissue. Nervous tissue is composed of the nerve cells, which is called neuron, which form the central nervous system as well as the peripheral nervous system in the body, animal body or human body. You have to consider the structure of the human body as far as these tissues are concerned, because in the class 10th you will be able to learn about the life process, which is the first chapter, and it will be beneficial if you understand these type of tissue in the human body itself. Now let us start one by one, and that is the number one, that is the epithelial tissue. What is epithelial tissue? So, my dear student, epithelial tissue are the tissue which perform the function of protection and secretion in the human body or in the animal body. Is called epithelial tissue. Epithelium. Thelium means that is the layer, and epi means bahari. Epi means bahari, thelium means layer. तो जो बाहरी लेयर होता है ह्यूमन बॉडी में, like skin, that is made up of the epithelial tissue. The bahari layer, the outer layer and inner layer of any organ like alimentary canal, intestine, respiratory system, is also made up of the epithelial tissue. So the outer surface of the body is covered by the epithelial tissue, and the outer and inner surface of the different organs are covered by the epithelial tissue, that is for the protection as well as the secretory functions. Now let us see how many types of the epithelial tissues are there. Number one, the epithelial tissues are squamous. Squamous. The squamous epithelial tissues are the tissues which are of square shapes. So if you consider the mosaic, tiles mosaic of thin layer, mosaic layer, and that is responsible for the covering of an entire portion of the body, of the skin, or inside the mouth cavity, you will see the layering of the outer surface that is made up of the squamous tissue, squamous epithelial tissue, which is mainly for the protective covering, that is the thin layer that cover the skin and that cover the different organs inside the body, different system inside the body, as the outer lining, that is called the squamous. Number two, cuboidal. My dear students, if you consider the thickening of the skin, then you will find that after the squamous layer, you will find that there is a thick layer, that is cuboidal layer, which is structured just beneath the squamous layer, just to provide the thickness of the skin or thickness of that particular organ. So the cuboidal are cube size tissues, and squamous are the square size. This is the thin layer, this is the thick layer. So thin layer and thick layer form the complete protecting layer of the external part of the body as well as the internal organs. Third is columnar. So columnar type of epithelial tissues are found especially in the alimentary canal. Alimentary canal means in the small intestine as well as the large intestine, for the increasement of the digestion surface as well as the absorption surface. For example, in the intestine, this is the inner lining. Suppose this is the inner lining. So this inner lining is supported by, that is structured by the columnar epithelial tissue, and that is for the increasing the digestion and absorption surface inside the alimentary canal. that is the column, that is the columnar shape like this, like this. This is cuboidal, cube shape. This is squamous, square shape. So these are the different types of the epithelial layer that is found for the purpose of the protection and for the purpose of the secretion. So columnar, that is also cuboidal, that is also some cells are responsible for some secretion in different parts of the body. Different organs of the body, they have the cuboidal for the secretory purpose, and columnar, that is found in the small intestine to increase the digestion and absorption surface. And next is ciliated columnar. Ciliated columnar. So ciliated columnars are found in the respiratory tract, which is starting from the nose to the lungs, and that is provided cilia. Cilia means hairs. So that this columnar cells, if they are having the cilia, then they will be called as the ciliated columnar, cilia. These cilia are having the functions of the elimination of the foreign object that is entering inside the respiratory tract, and that is for the protection, as well as the function of the secretion also, so that the foreign object can be eliminated from the respiratory tract. So next is, that is the glandular. So glandular epithelial tissue is found in different glands for the purpose of the secretion, because these are the layers which constitute that particular inner and outer lining of that particular organ. But this glandular epithelial tissue that is found in the epithelium, suppose this is a gland. This is a gland like adrenal gland or pancreas. So this outer and inner lining that is provided with the glandular tissue, specific glandular tissue, and these glandular tissue are responsible for the secretion, different types of the secretion like enzyme secretion, hormone secretion, etc. But they are found in the epithelial part. And inner side part, that glands is made up of the different types of the muscles, muscular tissue, that we will discuss later on. So students, these are the different types of the epithelial tissue which are found for the protection and for the secretion and other functions in the body, in the human body or other animal body. My dear student, come to the next, that is the muscular tissue. We will discuss the muscular tissue in detail here, so that you can understand the types of the muscles, functions of the muscles, and other things that is related with the muscular tissue. So we have discussed this epithelial tissue. Now come to the muscular tissue. And muscular tissues are, if you want to understand the muscular tissue, you have to understand the types of the muscles. Muscular tissue. So the types of the muscles are, number one, voluntary. Voluntary. Number two, involuntary. Involuntary. Number three, cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles. Dear students, these are three types of the muscles are found in the human body or other animal body, like voluntary muscles, involuntary muscles, and cardiac muscles. Let us see first of all, that is the voluntary muscles. So dear students, these voluntary muscles are called striated or multinucleated or skeletal muscles. Striated or skeletal. तो तीनों नाम एक ही हैं, voluntary or striated or skeletal. But involuntary can be called as the smooth muscle, or non-striated, or involuntary. Involuntary or smooth muscles are non-striated muscles. Cardiac muscles are different types of muscles which is found in the structure of the heart for the purpose of the functioning of the heart. Okay. So now first of all let us see about the voluntary or skeletal or striated muscles. Dear students, these voluntary muscles are found in the arms, limbs and legs of the human, and that is meant for the physical work, especially for the purpose of the work according to the will of that particular human. And as far as the will is concerned, if you want to run, you can run by the help of your striated muscles or skeletal muscles or voluntary muscles in the leg. If you want to lift the weight, then you can lift the weight with the help of the muscles that is present in the arms, that is the striated muscles and voluntary muscles. And these muscles are multinucleated muscles because of the heavy physical work is there. So there is the more and more energy is required in the muscular cells. That is why there are more and more nucleus. And striations are there. Striation means band. Suppose this is the muscular, these are the muscular threads, means muscular proteins, then they get banded. There are striations. Striations means at the certain intervals these muscles is bounded by the striations so that they can work in a proper group. And come to the involuntary or smooth muscles. They are the smooth muscles. They are found in the different organs in the inside the body, and they are involuntary because the human or any animal cannot control the function of these involuntary or smooth muscles, because in the different organs they are found, and they are found for the purpose of the autonomous function. Suppose the function of the alimentary canal, function of the liver, function of the lungs, function of the other organs, that is controlled by the autonomous system of the body. And third, that is the cardiac muscle. Cardiac muscles are specialized muscles that is branched, that get branched, and they are uninucleate, and these are found in the heart only. They constitute the structure of the heart, and if they start once in the life, then they will continue the function throughout the life of a particular animal or human. So these are the cardiac muscles, that is the specialized muscles. It get branched and they are uninucleate, and these muscles are responsible for the functioning of the heart. Involuntary are responsible for the functioning of the different organs inside the body, and voluntary muscles, that is the striated muscles or skeletal muscles, these are they are responsible for the functioning outside of the body, like physical work, running, walking, etc., and etc. So my dear students, this is about the epithelial and muscular tissue, and in the next video we will discuss about the other type of the tissue like connective and nervous tissue. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you.